Very good. Shall we start, my dear?
You can start, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much. Good evening, my dear students. Welcome to the another biological session of the biological classes. Today, what we are going to discuss, ecological successions. Before that, what are the things already we discussed? Will you please? Biogear cycles, particularly carbon cycle and nitrogen cycle, and the last water cycle and phosphate cycle also we discussed, isn't it, my dear? Today we are going to discuss ecological succession. What is by ecological succession, my dear? What is by ecological succession? Any other changes which occurs within the environment conditions, whether it may be a physical as well as a biological as well as a biomass level, that is called as ecological succession. See this one, and important characteristics of all communities. Important characteristics of all communities. Okay, media. All communities. Is that composition and structure. These are the 2 points. Composition and structure. Constantly change in response to the changing of environmental conditions. Suppose if it is a changes takes place in these 2 in the ecosystem or any one of the organism, what happens automatically there can be impact on the changing of environmental condition also, isn't it, my dear? So that is called as ecological succession. The change is orderly and sequentially parallel with the changes in the physical environment also. Okay. So ecological succession, what does that mean? It depends upon the 2 is very, very important. One is considered as a composition. Another one is structure. Okay. So these 2, the variations occurs, the changes also expressed in the environment. The impact also, what is that? Expressed in the environment conditions. Okay, my dear. So this change is orderly and sequentially. Orderly and sequentially. This is very, very important. Sometimes they may ask the questions. And parallel with the changes in the physical environment. That is very, very important. That is, what is the impact? Finally, it depends on the ecosystem, physical changes only, physical environmental changes happen. Suppose, for example, take an example. Okay, consider a forest, isn't it? Consider a forest, isn't it, my dear? Yeah, particularly a 10,000 plant only is there. Just imagine. In short period, what happened? The composition as well as the structures also increase. Imagine up to 1 lakh. Okay. What happened here? What happened here? So there are so many. What is the plant? Let's see that plant is there. So as a result, what happened on the ecosystem? There cloud formation as well as the absorption of minerals, and also all those things also change. The humidity also increases, temperatures also decrease. Okay. So these are the physiological changes occur. That's a reason here, my dear. Okay. So when the composition as well as the structure constantly changes occurs, that changes also expressed in the physical changes of the environment. That is very, very important, my dear. The changes lead to finally to the community. Take an example. Suppose the plant is also increases, the birds as well as animals also, the number also increase. That is in a near equilibrium with the environment, and it's called as climax community. Sometimes they may ask the question, what is by climax community? The climax community is nothing but what is that? the changes lead to finally, which changes? These changes, environmental changes. Okay, environmental changes. Okay, my dear, changes lead to, which one you know, leads to, what is that? Lead to the, finally, in the community, it expressed in the community, because you know what about it? Already told you, 10,000 plant is there, but now 1 lakh means, what happened? The space is also increases, plant number also increases, biomass also increases, the living organism also increases. So these are all the impact occurs in where, you know, in the community. Okay, so that is called as climax community. Climax means what is that? End. So how much it will be there? The gradual and fairly predictable changes in the species composition of a given area is called as ecological succession. That is very, very important, my dear students. So many times they were asked the question in this part, what is my ecological successions? Ecological succession is nothing but what is that? You know, the predictable changes. This is the changes, isn't it? Likewise, this changes occurs, you know, as a result, all the environment as well as that microorganism, as well as that higher animals, higher plants, birds, reptiles, all are okay. In the species composition also increases because the plant is there. Just imagine the plant is there. Okay, the plant eaten by grasshopper. Okay, copper. Okay, here the plant is 50, no? The grasshopper 25, like that. Imagine here 500. What happened in 10-fold? 250, 5,000, 2,500. So it is increased, isn't it? The consumption also increased. That is a given. The composition. Suppose here the plant community is also increased. Number increases means automatically the corresponding species also increase. So as a result, what happened? You know, grasshopper was eaten by frog. The frog community is also number also increased. The frogs also eaten by snake. Snake community also increases. So each one it has a express in that in the particular area. That is very, very important. Okay, different ecological system, ecosystem already we studied, isn't it? Forest ecosystem. Okay, and then second one is grassland. Grassland, both are similar but slightly vary. Okay, grassland ecosystem, and also ozone. Okay, ozone ecosystem. Okay, a tropical ecosystem, desert ecosystem, like that. Each one it has a specific variations. Finally, what happened? You know, see here the gradual and fairly predictable changes in the species composition of the given area is called as ecological succession. Both abiotic and biotic components are involved in such changes. Already told you what is my abiotic factor and biotic factor. Abiotic means what is that? Inorganic. Inorganic. This one is called as what is that? Organic. Okay. So inorganic factor, what are the? Light, temperature, water, and also pH. These are the things is there. Biotic factor means living organisms. Take an example, all the living organisms. Take an example of lower animal to higher animals. All those things are involved in this biotic. Abiotic utilized by the plant. Plants also utilized by the living organism. Already you know about food chain and food web, my dear. These are all are considered things. Okay, where there is a change occurs, where abiotic factor and biotic components are involved in such a changes, then only the ecological succession is possible. Okay, my dear. See that. Another one is succession is a community controlled phenomena. Sometimes it may be a succession. It is a, what is that? Community controlled phenomena. Okay. See the which is result due to the action and co-actions on living organisms. Actions and co-actions. For example, producer in what is a producer is increases primary consumer, otherwise called as herbivorous, or also increase. Producer decreases, herbivorous automatically decreases. That is the action, co-action. And living organism, physical environment often determines. And the next point is the nature, directions, rate, and optimal limit of the change during the succession. Changes occurs both in plant and animal. Already told you, plant. Suppose here the producer is a plant, isn't it? The number is increases, herbivorous is an animal, isn't it? Number also increases. Suppose decreases, automatically what happened now? Same. See here the community is. These plant successes, however, is easily visible. For example, you can easily understand this thing. Suppose producer is there. Okay, the plant is there. Different plants is also present the grassland as well as the forest, isn't it? You can easily visible, isn't it, my dear? Easily visible. Take an example. See this one. Take an example. This is considered as a forest. Okay, grass is there already in our report. Imagine this is grasses, and next one is shrubs. Shrubs means you just put like this. Okay. Shrubs. This one is called as grass, isn't it? Grasses. This one is called as what is that? Shrubs. This one is called as herbs. And medium sized tree. Okay, this one is considered medium size. So you have to separate in the layer. First layer, second layer, third layer, this one, fourth one, and the last one already know, but this one is last one. This also. Okay. So this is the last one. Okay. And also about the cloud. Okay, just imagine. So the changes, suppose the grass is increases, the plant is increases, the higher plant, take an example, grass is completely less. Suppose imagine the grass are very less in nature. During the raining season, sometimes it may be increases, isn't it? The growth is increases, already about. Suppose plant is also, numbers also increases. Here the 5 is that, suppose take an example, 25 is imagine. So we can easily visible which layer is high, which layer, which number is increases. Take an example, say, this part is increases, means what happened? There are so many plants, is there, isn't it? So many plants also. See here, you can visible which layer is highly consequently increases, right? Constantly, we can understand. So we may come to the conclusion. This one is 25 is present in the previous year. Now 250 is there. So that this layer is increases. Likewise, this one, grass is also less. Easily visible nature, a plant only, because animal we cannot able to visible. That is the reason they told, my dear. Okay, my dear. So this is also one of the ecological succession effect. See this one. Okay. See this one. The plant succession is, however, is easily visible. Already we know about it. Okay, my dear. See this one. During succession, some species colonize an area and their population become more numerous. That's why I told you, more numerous in nature. Isn't it? More numerous. Whereas population of the other species decline and even disappear. Sometimes what happen, just imagine. Grasses also present. Okay. So the grasshopper also is there, right? Okay. Here the number is increases automatically. What happen, the grasses are eaten by grasshopper. So the grasshopper number is increases. This one is decreases, isn't it? That is the reason here. Decline. And sometimes what happen, it may be completely destroyed. Suppose take an examples of lion and deer. Okay. Lion and deer. Take an example. Deer is 50 is there. Lion is 100 is there. What happened once upon a time? Lion population will be increases. The deer completely destroy because they completely kill the deers. That is the, so this deer is completely disappear, isn't it, my dear? That is very, very important. The entire sequence of the community that successively change in the given area is called a sera. This is very, very important, my dear student. The entire sequence of the community that successively change in a given area is called a sera. It's very, very important, my dear students. So many times they may ask the question in this part. What is by sera? Entire sequence of community. Sequence of community means, take an example, the grass, grasshopper, what is that? Frog, snake, eagle, human being. Every tropical level, there is a changes, successively changes occurs. Isn't it, my dear? So that is a given area is called as sera. The individual transitional communities are termed seral stage. Each one is consists a seral stage. In this successive seral stage, there is a change in the diversity of the species of organisms, increases in the number of species and organism, as well as increase in the total biomass. That's why I told you here the lion community is increases, deer communities decline. So this is the changes, more remarkable changes occurs in the lion families. That's why they told the biomass of the 50 lion is now what happened, 100 lion is there. See that 100 lions biomass. Okay, so there is a changes here. The present day communities in the world have come to be because of succession that has occurred over millions of years. It occurs how many years? Millions of years this changes occurs. Since life started on the earth, yes, actually succession and evolution would have been parallel process at the time. Already we know, but the earth started, right? Okay, how the water molecule formation takes place? How the first bacteria is also formed? These are all our evolution process. What is that? Parallel to each other, isn't it? Earth also develop itself. Okay. The bacteria too, what is that? Aquatic animals. Is it a single cell organism? Single cell organism into multicellular organisms. How it will be grow? That is a parallel process at the time. That is very, very important, my dear. See, first one is what is by seral? Already we discussed. What is by seral? What is by seral? See here. A seral community is an intermediate stage found in the ecological succession in an ecosystem advancing towards its climax community. For example, take examples of frog, isn't it, my dear? Frog. Take an example, I told you, just for example only, okay? Frog just compared to the egg stage. Isn't it? Egg, then pupa, larva, and young one. This is for the butterfly. Okay, young one, like that. Likewise, there is a changes. This is also tadpole. Suppose take an examples. Which one tadpole? Egg, the same, pupa, and also tadpole, and then young one. Isn't it? Here, what they told So the egg is the starting, isn't it? Egg is the starting. In between, there is a intermediate. Is the tadpole is the intermediate. That is called as intermediate. So larva is also intermediate of the butterfly. Found in ecological succession in an ecosystem advancing towards its climax community. Final, what happened? The young one, butterfly, or whether it may frog, is the climax, isn't it? That is the given climax community. In many cases, more than one seral stage evolves until climax conditions are attained. Take an examples of cockroach. Okay, cockroach. How many stages is there? There are 13 stages. Is there? 13 stages. Starting from where? Egg to adult. In between, there is a young one is there. Young one. Okay. Young one is there. 13, what is the intermediate stages are? Several stages there. Then only they will attain the adult one. Okay. The before that one, the young one is there. Look like a cockroach, but the color is not a red in color. It's a white in color completely. Okay. Red. It is not a red and not white in color. That is called as nymph. Nymph. Okay, media. This is very, very important stage. So these are the several stages in between. Likewise, the plant as well as the each and every one, there are some stages that take an examples. One more is there. One more is also I will tell you. Listen, dear, this is very, very important. So, for example, this is considered a what is that forest? This is considered a forest land. Okay, just imagine this is considered a forest land. Okay, different layers are there. Different layers, isn't it? Grasshopper and first layer tropical layer below is also there, isn't it? Microbial activities within the soil also soil. This take an example below the soil. This is the first layer, second layer, low, so and so. There are 5 horizon is there, 8 horizon totally, 5 horizon about, isn't it? The above is also there are 5 to 6 level is there, isn't it? But once what happened, the raining is stopped. The stages what happened, completely, each one it completely destroy, isn't it? Finally, what happened? It's also formed in the form of desert. This is the stages. This is the stage. Gradually what happened? Completely destroyed. Finally, it turned into forest land, into which one? Desert land. This is the ecological succession, intermediate succession. Sometimes deserts also during the raining season, about it. It's also manually, or sometimes they are doing. Take an examples of Kuwait or something else in Arabian countries. Desert land, they are creating which one, greenish. Isn't it, my dear? So likewise, okay, so it may be changed, forest land into desert, desert into forest land. Suppose if it is occurs in the naturally, that is called as what is that? Several stage. Likewise, the animals also, they are having different morphological changes. Okay, my dear. So this is very, very important. Don't forget. See this one. Okay. So up to the climax condition or attained. Suppose forest means desert is the climax. Suppose desert means forest is the climate. Suppose animals means egg is the starting point, and also adult cockroach is the last one. In between nymph, there are 13 changes occurs. Here the egg is the starting point, isn't it? Egg is the starting point. These are the intermediate form, and this is the last one. Likewise, okay, that is called as climax. Okay, my dear. See this one. Succession in hence a process that starts where no living organism exists. This could be areas where no living organism ever exists. Say bare rock, or in the area that somehow lost all the living organism that exists there. That is very, very important. Suppose there is no any living organism in the particular area. That is called as what is a succession. That is a climax. Once what happened, number of peoples, number of living organisms. Take an examples of now. What is that? Russia attack. Which one? Which country do you know? Nowadays, there is no any living organism in that particular area. That is also one of the problem. Exist. That organism completely, they will move on to the another place. There is no any, what is a living organism lived in that particular area. Exists there from that particular place. The former is called as primary succession, whereas the latter is termed secondary successions. Examples of area where the primary succession occurs are newly cooled Java, bare rock, newly created bond, or reservoir. That is very, very important. That is who is the first one? Suppose take an example, desert place is there. That's why I told you. Desert place is there. Suppose we are creating any one of the, what is that? Newly created bond by yourself. Okay. That is called as primary succession. Okay. So in that, not only that, say fire and also excessive lumbering. In secondary succession, the species that invade depends on their condition of the soil, availability of water, that environment. These things also occur in the south area, desert places. Already I told you, isn't it? There is a desert place is there. They are creating their own, what is that, bond, ecos bond. And some of the living animals, take an examples of banyan tree. Some of the grasses also they will grow. They are all are maintaining by the peoples, by manually. That person is called as primary succession, secondary succession. Primary success means what is that? See that? See that? So for example, see the primary success occurs or newly cooled Java, bare rock, newly created bond or reservoir. This establishment of new biotic community is generally slow. Before a biotic community of diverse organism can become established, there must be soil. Depending mostly on the climate, it is take a neutral process several hundred to several thousands of years to produce fertile soil on bare rock. Primary succession is a very slow process. This is very, very important. primary succession is a very slow process. How it will be? See here, my dear students. I will tell you how it will be. Okay. So take an example. This is considered a rock. This is the land, but there is no any. What is that? Okay, just imagine. Like this is there. Once there are how much? It will take some more time. Years it may take, isn't it? The weather changes. What happened? That particle also split into simple particle by manual, whatever it may be. Okay, broken by the manuals also natural. The soil is also there, but there is no any water content. There is no any living organism in this pot. But sometimes what happened? They are planting some planted in this area. Suppose it is grow means some they need some water molecule, water holding capacity. So the water molecules also cold here. Likewise, there are some the seed is spread somewhere else. So many plants also produce. So the changes of the dry to climatic conditions. Okay, so this is the primary. Who is producing the first plant? That is called as primary succession. Primary succession. Okay. After that, what happened now? You can take any one of the. You can build a bond also. This is secondary. Third one, you can grow any living organism. Take an example, fishes and apiculture. Likewise, pisciculture, apiculture, like that. These are all. Apiculture means in oral board. Honeybee rearing. Okay, like that. Okay, majors. These are all are what is it created by the. This is the secondary succession. This is the first. This is the second. Is a secondary succession, like that. Isn't it, major? So these are all are important point. See this one. Okay, my dear. So it is a very slow process. How it will be changes rock into soil. So this is a very rare process. It will take some more times. That is very, very important, my dear. The more common type of succession is secondary succession, which occurs in an area where the natural vegetation has been destroyed or removed. Normally, what we are doing, there is a land is there, green land is there. We are completely removed. Take an example, a mango tree or whatever it may be. We can completely remove, and also we may build secondary succession into primary succession stage. Here, there is this. The secondary succession begins in area where natural biotic communities have been destroyed. Okay. Such as the abundant farmland, burned or cut forest lands that have been flooded, the forest destroyed by fire, and the excessive what is that? Lumbering. In secondary succession, the species that invade depends on the conditions of the soil, availability of water, the environment, as also the seeds or other propagules, material that is used for the purpose of propagating an organism to the next stage in their life cycle via disposal. Already told you what is my disposal, how it will be. The single plant, they produce the seeds, how it will becomes due to this one. Okay, the secondary succession started. After that, they are introducing newly. Okay, in secondary succession, the species that invade depends on their conditions of the soil. Okay. Since soil is already there, the rate of succession is much faster, and hence the climax is also reached more quickly. Suppose take an example of forest land is there, isn't it? Forest land is there. The forest land, once what happened, destroyed by the human being as a desert, isn't it? Here all the, what is the capability of the plant growth or animal growth, whatever it may, all those things present in it, isn't it? Now what happened? The forest is also desert. The desert again it converted into which one, forest. How? These are the things, but they are all having all the nutrients. Soil is also good, and also other living organism, they can easily grow in this particular area, and atmosphere, all those things is present in it. But suppose if it is possible, it can be reached more quickly. That is very, very important. That is very, very important. Immediately within short period, it will take, suppose forest to desert, it will take 100 years. Imagine the forest to desert. The desert to forest, how much it will take? 10 years is enough for, because all the nutrition is also present in, all the living organism can able to grow in that particular area. So it can be attained easily. That is very, very important, my dear. Okay, see that. What are the primary succession? What are the secondary succession? What are the difference between primary succession and secondary successions? They may be listed. So many things is here, my dear. The area is sterile in beginning. Primary succession already know. Just imagine. Area is sterile in beginning. Secondary succession, it is a fertile in nature. Here you must note it on two things is very well. First one is sterile, and second one is secondary is a fertile condition. Soil is absent in beginning. Absent, here the present. What is that? Comes is absent. Comes. Okay. Comes is absent. Here the present. Area often containing reproductive structure of the previous community. So suppose where the comes is present, what happened? The microorganisms, they can reproduce themselves and also produce so many young ones. Isn't it? It's possible. Okay. Many several communities is there in this area. Many several communities. What are the intermediate community present in it? But in this case, few only is there. Remaining things also escape from this area to where there is a primary succession is there. Slow, taking thousands of years. I told here the fast growth is a 50 to 20 years, 200 years. It's enough for. Environment is very, what is that? Mostly very complicated, not very hostile, but rather conducive. Pioneer community comes from outside. Pioneer community means, what does that mean? Suppose take an example of forest. Sorry me. This is a desert. Okay, desert is the snake comes from the any one of the forest to here. That is the outside. Comes from the pioneer community. This is also. Okay. Take an example, camel. Camel is also pioneer community. Sometimes they may be like this. Here, what happened? The pioneer community consists of partly occupant and partly, what is that? Okay, my dear. So this is the another already present in it. It's a migrant. Partially occupant and partially migrant means, what is the meaning? Already having. Okay. Here. So this one is the camel is occupied, isn't it? That camel is present here also. Camel is also sometimes what happens? They can migrate to the another part. They can migrate. So that is because here the changes occurs, isn't it? They can only survey in the desert line only. Desert. Otherwise called as primary succession only. When it changes into the secondary section, what happens? Partially it may move from the one place to another place. That is called as migrants. See the concept post. Succession, important points. Just note it on my student. Orderly process of community changes. Orderly. Okay. Orderly process of community changes. Already I told you. Grass, grasshopper. Okay. Frog, snake, and also eagle and man. Each one it has a specific change. All are changes. Result from the modification of physiological environment community. Suppose if it is increases, here also increases. Here also increases. Though environment is also increases. That is the reason. Physically, visual, we can see number of animals. 500 grasshopper is there. Now the 50,000 is there. We can see visibly. It can be easily flow. Isn't it? That is the thing, sir. An ecosystem change and develop over time. This is also development over time. It can be expressed very high. Community control process also there. Physical environment determine nature, direction, and rate limit of change. Physical environment also. Physical environment, what does it mean? Water, light, temperature, okay, and humidity, whatever it may be. So suppose water is high, the plants also grow. The plant is high, what happen, the physical, the animals also, they can easily eat grass. Okay. Grass increases, already same process also. Again, it gets started. It will be started. Directional changes in the community structures and functional and can be accurately predicted. Surely it will change. Involves whole community, plant, animal, fungi. This is another one, involved whole community. This is called as community. Plant means all the plants. Animals means all the animals. Fungi means world, what are the types of fungi, etc. means world, other animals, bats, bacteria, and so on. So soil components. Progressive changes in the soil condition. Next one it comes, conditions and life forms. Already about soil. Bacteria is there. Okay, and earthworm is there. Earthworm. Okay, earthworm increases means soil fertility is also increases. Soil fertility is also help for the plant growth. Plant is also help for the herbivorous. Herbivorous help for the, it's the continuously going on. Culminated in establishment of the stable ecosystem. Okay, this is the last point. Culminating in the establishment of the stable ecosystem. We cannot be able to calculate it. Okay, that is very, very important. Succession of the plant, my dear students. Next one, what are the things already we discussed? Just to summarize all those things. First of all, is it know what is the ecological succession? Then how it will be changes occurs, whether biotic community and abiotic community, how it will be changes in the environmental and climate community also. And then how it will be visible. For example, plant. Okay, plant succession is however is easily visible in nature because animal we cannot able to visible. Okay. That is another changes. And primary succession. Sera, what is meant by Sera? The entire sequence of the community that successfully change in the given area is called a Sera. What is by seral community? What is by seral stage? All those things already we discussed. Okay, media. And what is by primary succession? What is by secondary succession? That things also already we discussed. The primary succession is very slow process. That is very, very important. At the same time, what happened? The climax is also reached very quickly. That is also very, very important already in our about secondary to primary, primary to secondary. That things also already discussed. What are the difference between primary succession and the secondary succession already discussed in the form of tabulation. Area is sterile in beginning, fertile. And here, what are the things is present? That one is absent. Here, the time duration is increases, the time duration is decreases. Opposite manner, it will be there. Okay. Concept was succession important points already given here. This there are what is that? How many points is the 9 points have been reported here. Succession plant, it is very, very important because already in our plant it can be easily visible in nature, isn't it, my dear? That's why they have chosen which one, the succession of plant. Based on the nature of the habitat, whether it is a water, very wet area. So they told two things. One is water, another one is a wet area. Or it is on very dry areas. Succession of the plant called hydrats, xerots, respectively. Where there is a water molecule is high, which plant they will grow in the high content of water, they are all called as hydrats, hydrophytes. Right? Arts. Suppose where there is a water molecule content is very less, that is called as xerophyte or desert. According to the growth of the plant, according to the content of the content of the water molecule, they can be divided into 3 parts: hydrophyte, xerophyte, and the mesophyte. Like that it comes. But they have told 2 things only: hydrots and xerots. Hydrots means water related one. Xerots means there is no water. There is no water means less water content is there. That is very important. They can only live in the less water content. See here, first one is hydrots succession. This is the first one. Takes place in the wetter areas, and the successional series progress from hydric to the mesic condition. As again, this xeros successions takes place in the dry area, and the series progress from the xeric or mesic conditions. Hence, both hydras and xeros succession lead to the medium of water conditions. That is very, very important. Already told you. I have told here, no, the water content is increased. Here, water content is very less. Okay. Neither too dry, that is called as xeros, nor too wet, hydric. The species that invade a bare area are called as pioneer. Bare area means what is that? Without water. Suppose take an example. 3 area they have told, isn't it, my dear? 3 area. Just to take an example, 3 area. This is considered the first one, the second one, the third one. Here, hydrox. Okay. Here, 0. This is called as pioneer. Here, what happened, hydrox, there are some animals is also there. They can move from this area. 0 also is there. This is also moved to here. This is the stage. Okay, made this part they told. Okay, hydrox and 0 is there. Here, what happened? Dry condition. Here, water is there. But here, what happened? Tropical region is the tropical, normal. So they can move from here to here. They can move from here to any one of the animals from the here also. Okay, made. Suppose take an example of plant also. Take an example of plants. Through the way of seeds, disposal. Dispose. Okay, made. Disposal. Okay, my dear. These are all very, very important, my dear students. Okay, see the next one. See that bare area. This is the center I told you, there is a bare area, or called as pioneer species. Generally, okay, the pioneer species show the higher rate of growth, but short lifespan. They can migrate from the desert, or whether it may be which one, in the green area. What happened, they are having the pioneer species. So high rate of growth, sudden growth is there, but lifespan is very short in nature. Okay, don't forget, my dear students. Sometimes they may ask the question in the point of view NEET. This is very, very important. The pioneer species, it has a high rate of growth and also short lifespan. They can give you an opposite manner. So the slow rate of growth and high rate of lifespan, like that they may give. Okay, opposite manner. Okay. For the next one, success on bare rock, Giros stage. So what are the things they have given? There are so many things have been given. The first stage is called as lichen stage. The lichen stage is the first stage in where the bare rock stages. Already what is my lichen? Lichen is nothing but the combination of algae and fungi, isn't it? The bare rock is invaded. First, crustose lichen. Take an example, bare rock, crustose. Crustose means, what is that? Rock. Lichens means combination of these two. What are the examples they have given? See here, a crabfish is an example. Rhizocarbon. Don't forget, my dear student. These are all considered as a crustose lichen. Sometimes they may ask the question, what is that? Match the following. NEET. Okay. NEET matches. Sometimes they may ask the questions, how it, the direct questions. Which one of the following is a crustose lichens? Like that. Which one of the following is not a crustose lichen? Like that. They may ask the question. Okay. And the next one is they corrode the rock at a place causing of foliage lichens. Example, Paramelia, dermatocarbon. Here rhizocarbon, yes, dermatocarbon. Graphis, here Paramelia. Sometimes they may ask the causing foliose lichens. Here there are crustose lichens. Here foliose lichen is there. These are the two things that have been given. Don't forget, my dear student. This is very, very important. Which one of the following is a crustose lichen? Which one of the following is a foliose lichens? Paramelia. This point is so many times they were asked the question. This point is very, very important. Paramelia and dermatocarbon. Okay, to invert the eliminate the crustose lichen. Suppose if it is enter means what happened on this the graphis and rhizoporon is eliminated because the domination of these two things, crustose lichens, causing foliose lichens, and create the condition like producing humus rich soil for the invasion by masses. Once again, repeat for you. For example, crustose lichen is there, suppose imagine When the primalia and dermatocarbon enter, this is a binary species. As a result, what happened? No, what happened? It exists. The crustose lichens exist from the particular area. So as a result, what happened? No, that conditions is favor for the production of humus-rich soil for the invasion of mosses. Already we studied mosses. In tropical blue-green algae or pioneer instead of lichen. Okay, blue-green algae also. Okay, comes or pioneer instead of lichen. Suppose lichen is there. Lichen is replaced by the blue-green algae. Okay, here what happened? Crustose lichen replaced by the foliose lichen. The foliose lichen is what is that? Very good support for the growth of the mosses. Okay, this is very, very important, my dear student. This is very, very important. Don't forget. Here the 3 questions I have given. 3 questions is there in this part. Don't forget, my dear. Okay, so these are the important. And next one is called as mosses stage. Second stage is called as what is that? Mosses stage. See this one, mosses stage. The moss is capable of tolerating drought. What is the main characteristics, that can tolerate the drought, invade the humus, rich soil. Okay, rich soil created by the foliose lichen. Already you know about created by the foliose lichen. Example, tortula, grimier, and also polytrichum. Don't forget, my dear student, polytrichum. This is also very, very important. This is a very, very important point. Polytrichum. Okay, my dear, this is very, very important. Don't forget. And one more is there. What is that? When the foliose, okay, when the foliose lichen, okay, when the foliose lichen, example, tortula and grimia and polytrichum, what happened? Tolerated by the mosses. This is very, very important in this point. Polytrichum is very, very important. So many times they ask the question. NEET. Sorry. Okay, my dear. So this is very, very important. This point. Third one is called as annual grass stages. Annual grass stages. First stage is called as what is that? See that lichen stage, mosses stage. First one is lichen. Second one is mosses. Third one is annual grasses. Annual hardy grasses and herbs comes rich moss dominate rock surface. Example, Aris, Rida, Pova. Okay. So these are the 2 examples there. One replaced by another one. You can imagine like that. Annual hardy grasses and herbs comes rich mosses dominated rock surface. Example, Aris, Rida, and Pova. Okay, my dear. So here it's another one. And then perennial stage. How it will be started from the rock to which one, highest category, lower plant to higher category. This is very, very important, my dear. Don't forget, please follow it. First lichen stage, how it will be, which one is there? Crustose lichen instead of causes of foliose lichen. Foliose lichens both are what happened, replaced by the mosses. Okay. Likewise, blue-green also pioneers instead of the lichens. And again, the lichens are replaced by which one, blue-green algae. And next one is what is that, the mosses capable of tolerating trough invade the humus rich soil created by the foliose lichens. Okay. And the annual grasses stages, annual hardy grasses of herbs, human rich mosses, dominate a rock surface. Example, Aris, Rida, and Pova. And perennial grasses stage. Next stage is called as perennial grasses stage. Perennial grasses stage. The annual grasses are slowly replaced by perennial grasses. Annual grasses also replaced by the perennial grasses. With the runner and rhizome, here the starting of plant. Exactly. See here, heteropogop, cybo Pojon. So these are the complicated name is the, just you have to practice one, then only it will be better for your understanding. Okay. Which one? Annual grass replaced by perennial grass. The perennial grass replaced by which one? Runners and rhizome. Example, what are they? H and C. And then shrubs and scrub stages. Sorry, here the scrub stages they told. Sra and shrub stages. The shrub, okay, here there is a shrub stages. Okay, my dear. Shrub begins to grow in an area occupied by a perennial grasses. Here there are perennial grasses, isn't it? The perennial grasses occupied by the, which one the shrubs. They increase the soil and humus content besides moisture. Example, rus, caparis, jujubas. What is the meaning of jujubas? Jujuba. This is considered here, which one in Tamil, we may call as okay, this one. Jujuba. Okay. Tamil we may call as Elandapalam. Okay. The plant, just you can see that leaf-like structure like this. These are all a desert. Okay. Here there is a two. What is a needle is that? Okay. Just the plant look like this one. Okay, major. The leaf will look like this one. Okay. So these are the important, my dear students. And the last one is climax community. The initially hard, light demanding small trees invade the area. After, which one jujubas. They make the habitat shadier and moisture. Ultimately, tree, shrubs, and herbs representing the climax community. So this one is the highest one. Rock to climax community. How it will be the comes rock to climax community. So that is very, very important. Here, the ultimate things is the tree, shrubs, and herbs also representing the climax community begin to grow in the area. So this is the climax. The changes in the biotic community from the pioneer to the climax stage may take hundreds of years. Suppose take an example of bare, isn't it? Bare rock to bare. These stages. Trees, shrubs, the herbs. Up to this level, how many stages is there? This is the first stage. This is the sixth stage. So in between, there are the 4 stages there. Each one it has a gradual changes. Okay. Second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one. Okay. And the last one is the climax community. What are the climatic community? These are the climatic communities. Final, what are the living things, living organism present in the particular area? That is called as climax community. It will take, how many times it will take? 100 to 1000 years. Okay, my dear. Don't forget, this is very, very important. Second examples. This is called as exposed rocks. Okay. After that, lichens also grow. Okay. Lichens, it's replaced by the mosses. Again, the mosses replaced by the grasses and weeds. And mixed herbaceous plants. These are all not mentioned in your book. They may skip on to the shrubs. Young forest, tulip poplar, mature forest, white oak, and also hickory. And the last one is climax forest, beech, and also sugar maple. This is the highest one. So starting from where, the rock stage. Isn't it, my dear? This is the important point. This is the important. This is the first stage, isn't it? First stage. This is the last stage, sixth stage. In between, rock to, there is a growth is there. 4 stages. These are all are called as what is that? Several stages. These are all are called as what is that? Several stages, several organism, several stages, several organism, otherwise called as yes, okay, organisms, because each one grasses, mixed herbaceous, shrubs, young forestry. These are the several stages, several organisms. Sera, Each one is considered. For example, changes of this one. Okay, Sarah. Okay, in a particular given time, it may take the 10 years. Okay, 10 years. The changes into exposed to lichens. Lichens to grasses, 20 years. Grasses to mixed herbaceous, 30 years. Likewise, up to this level, 100 years. Imagine. Suppose it may take more times because the initial stage, it will take more times. Already they told which one, thousands of years. This one is so all the NEET isn't present in it. It attain its short period only. But lifespan, it will be very short in nature. They told, isn't it, my dear? That is very, very much. Same process also given here. Exposed rock, lichens, mosses, grasses and weeds, mixed herbaceous, shrubs, young forest, tulip and poplar, next mature forest, white oak, and also hickory, and climax forest, beech, and also sugar maple. Sometimes they may ask the question in this part. Which one is the climax community? Like that, they may ask the questions. Okay, my dear. These are the NEET point of view. Don't forget. These are the NEET questions. These are the NEET questions, my dear. NEET questions in this part. So in this part, they ask the questions. Okay, which is the climax community. Here, which is the starting one. Okay, like that, they may ask the question. Don't forget. The climax community is stable and does not show changes. That is the last one. Climax means what is it? Hereafter, there is no any changes. It may increase in the biomass number or whatever it may be, energy level, whatever it may be. But after that, it will not undergo any changes. In the species composition, as long as the environmental conditions remain the same. What is that? Remain the same. That is called as what is that? Climax. Isn't it, my dear? That is very, very important. With time, the xerophytic habitat get converted into mesophytic one. I already told you. So, for example, xerophyte and mesophyte and also hydrophyte. There is a change from here to here. Here, the water content 0. That's why 0. Meso means 25%. Here, 75 to 90% water. So these the changes. See, within time, the xerophyte habitat get converted into the mesophytic one. And succession in aquatic environment, hydroids. Okay. So another important thing, plankton stage and submerged stage, and also that free floating stage, red swamp stage, and the sedge moss meadow stages, and also woodland stages, climax stages is there. Here what they told, aquatic environment. We saw it before. Which one, So we saw it which one? Succession in bare rock stages. The next one is aquatic. They also have so many. What is that? Variation is there. Various stages also there. How it will be converted? It will be into entire animal. Okay, that is also very, very important, my dear students. Okay, that things we will see in the next classes. Once again, repeat for you the success in the bare rock, G-rock stages. First one is called as lichen stage. Already know about. The lichen, already know the combination of two things is there. One is called as algae, another one is called as fungi. Here, the bare rock is invaded first by crustose lichens. They may ask the questions. Bare rock first invading organisms or plants, or like that they may ask the questions. The crustose lichen. Crustose is nothing but the only they can grow in the rock. Foliose means soil. Don't forget, my dear students. Foliose means soil. So just when you are studying the binomial nomenclature, trinomial nomenclature, and also polynomial nomenclature. Polynomial nomenclature, give an example, Coreophyllum, Soxtalis, foliose, like that it comes. Foliose means they only grow on the soil. They only grow on the soil. So the foliose is nothing but the soil one. The crustose means rock. Don't forget, my dear. This is very, very important. Rock, when it converted to soil, what happened? The crustose lichen like this graphics and the rhizocarbon is also replaced by the paramelia and the dermatocarbon. So foliose lichen, these are the two. So this is the soil growing lichens. These two are replaced by the mosses. Okay, likewise in tropics, tropic means normal. The blue-green algae are pioneer instead of lichens. Okay, lichen is also replaced by the blue-green algae. I already told you, isn't it, my dear? And second stage is called as moss stage. Moss is capable of the tolerating drought, invading the humus-rich soil created by the foliose lichen. Foliose soil. Example, Tartula and Grimmia, and also Polytrichum. Polytrichum already you studied in somewhere else, Polytrichum. And annual grasses stages is there, another one. So annual cordic grasses and herbs, hum-rich mosses dominate the rich rock surface. Example, Iris Srida and Pova. So these are another one. And perennial grass stages. Annual grasses also slowly replaced by the perennial grasses. Annual grasses replaced by the perennial grasses. The perennial grass is also replaced by the runner and rhizomes. Heteropogop, Symphopogon. So different name is there. And then these two are replaced by the shrubs and scrub stages. Shrubs begins to grow in an area occupied by the perennial grasses. See that one? Annual perennial. Replaced by runner and rhizome. The perennial stage only in this area, which one they will grow? The shrubs and the scrubs. Also they will grow. They increase the soil and humus content besides moisture because they lose their, what is that? Litters, isn't it? They can undergo the physiological changes. Then only what happens? The soil content comes, it will be increases the contents. Okay, example, Rus, Caprias, and also Jujubus. Jujubus already told you. This is the name Tamil. Okay. And then next one is climax community. Initially hot and light demanding small trees invade the area. Okay. They make the habitat shadier and also moisture. Sad means in our world. It gives a shadow and moisture because the humidity will be increased within the atmosphere. The environment is also changed. Ultimately, trees, shrubs, and also herbs representing the climax community. Finally, it will be begin to grow in the area. That change in biotic community from the pioneer to the climax stage may take hundreds of years. Biotic community to climax community. Okay, that has given here. See that this is the rock stage, this is the entire climatic stage. So how many years it will take? How many stages is there? There all are called seral stage. Each one the changes occurs within the short time is called a sera. Okay, these are the species called a seral species. Okay, media, don't forget these things. The climax community is stable, does not show any changes. Sometimes they ask the climax community also undergoes the changes like that. They may ask the question in NEET point of view. Don't forget, there is no change after the climax. There is no any further progress in the climax in any film, isn't it? Likewise, as long as the environmental conditions remain the same is also there. With time, the xerophytic habitat get converted into mesophytic one and mesophytic to hydrophytic or tropical region. So these are the changes occurs. Okay, my dears. Okay, my dear. Today we will finish it up to this level, my dear. So tomorrow we will see the next part, success in an aquatic environment and hydrology stages. What are the things is there? Plankton stage, submerged stage, and also floating stage, etc. There are so many things is there. We will see one by one. Thank you so much for the participation. Bye. Take care, my dear. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Dhanalakshmi.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you, ma'am.